Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Evening Update. It is September 8th, 2025, and we come back after just a few days, guys, but there has been a lot of things in the news. A lot of them are very sad, a lot of them are very divisive, so it's unfortunate that we have to cover it, but you know what? The mainstream media won't. And when the mainstream media fails, it falls on us to talk about the difficult things that they don't want to talk about. So remember, we are the news. Make sure to support the channel, share out the live stream, go to my profile, follow the link to my website, patriotdad.org. You can find links to various ways to support me. You can find links to Men's Empowerment Network. You can find links to my YouTube channel, Rumble channel, and my X profile. You can leave me a tip here on X. You can go buy me a coffee over on buymeacoffee.com. There are very many ways to support me and the channel, as well as the other people in our community. So, speaking of the community, Shell, good to see you. We did it. Welcome, everyone. Repost the live. That is correct. Thank you for mentioning it. I will bring it up a couple of times throughout the live stream because I would like us to reach more and more people. I think that it is in our best interest to spread the news and interact with each other as much as we can. So make sure to leave a question or a comment in the chat if you want it read live. You can leave me a comment on the live stream, but I probably, I'll get to them as I can. Also, make sure to submit your memes. I have a bunch pulled up, but not as many as I would hope. Karen, as always, has contributed a good number. So Karen, you are off the hook, but let's get some more memes sent over the DMs. Well, let's get right into it, shall we? White House posts that prices are down since last year. This is in contradiction to most of what the progressives are saying. They are arguing that, look, Trump said that he was going to lower prices. Trump said that the prices of things like eggs and others are going to be going down. Then the progressives are saying, no, they're up. They're saying everything's up. Well, it turns out gas, TV, hot dogs, tomatoes, lodging, sporting goods, admissions to sporting events, among other things, are down. The cost of eggs is definitely down since Trump took office. Like, good Lord. The cost of beef is hovering a little bit lower, but not as low as I would hope because I eat quite a bit of it. But guys, just don't listen to what anyone on the news says about prices of things. Like, just go to the grocery store. Buy some things. You tell me. You tell me if you think prices have gone up or if they've gone down. And remember, prices went up quite a bit over the last 4 or 5 years. So you tell me, is it better under Trump or better under Biden? You can leave a comment down below. Karen, happy Monday to everyone. Yes, happy Monday to you as well, Karen. Just remember, all those terrible females out there that you can't stand are now called Cheryls. As of the Philadelphia game, it is now Cheryls, not Karens. Just keep that in mind because we love Karen here. Karen in the chat is a good person. So we're going to... It looks like someone's kicking my camera again. Hey, bud. Don't touch that, please. Can you do that for me? Do not touch it, please. Okay? No, we don't touch it, please. All the viewers are going to think that I'm having an earthquake. Please don't touch the tripod. Okay? Can you do that for me, bud? Okay, go play. Thank you, bud. Everyone thought there was an earthquake. No. It was just my son pretending and having his little toy people climbing on the camera tripod. Shell says definitely better under Trump. I agree. There are very few things that I can think of that are actually more expensive right now. Yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head. Maybe I'll think of one by the end of the stream. But we're going to move on. White House announcements are great and all, but we're going to get into immigration, everyone. Overseas immigration is not great. Domestic immigration is not great right now, but look at this story by Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson says Shabana Mahmood, who is their new head of immigration and policing, first full day in office, and over 1,000 illegal immigrants are chaperoned into the UK by those paid to protect Britain's borders. All unvetted and will be housed, taken to hotels across country, all paid for by the taxpayer, guys. This is a travesty. This is why the UK is falling. This is why many countries in the West are failing. They are allowing uncontrolled immigration from countries whose values are not compatible with theirs, whose people do not want to assimilate, and whose people are looking more to conquer than to settle. So this is a huge L, guys. The UK continues to fail, and the only real hope that they have is maybe Conor McGregor takes over Ireland. Ireland then invades and conquers the UK. Maybe then they can save it. He didn't say deflation, gas, eggs, etc. are down. I mean, deflation is typically not good. Prices coming down because of mechanisms of supply and demand is a little bit different. Deflation literally means that like the value of the currency is going up, which is causing prices to come down. This tends to make people save instead of spend. This can actually cause a spiral in a consumer economy. And maybe that's what we need. Maybe those in the country need to care less about consuming, and start caring more about, I don't know, having kids so that we don't have to import the Middle East and Africa. Maybe that's a good idea. It's hard to say, but here, mass invasion of a country is an act of war. A government failing to protect a country is an act of treason. Yeah, that checks with chart. Guys, Banksy, new art piece. Very interesting photo taken here. I almost wonder if this was either staged or if this was AI or is it actually taken? Because this would be a super lucky picture because this is a Banksy of a judge silencing a person, like a protester, with a magistrate or a judge walking by the painting before they covered it up because the government did censor it very quickly. Yeah, the Banksy, which appeared overnight on the side of the Royal Courts of Justice building in London, is extremely powerful. It's also already been has already been covered up and censored. So take that with what you will. The UK is not doing well. Crispy says, if we don't wake up, we'll fall just like the UK. That's true. We're already falling. We need to slow the fall and turn it around because we are. Look at Dearborn, guys. I have a story coming up here in just a minute on things going on in Dearborn. Dearborn is a total community of fallen. We had the story last week about the first in the nation inclusion of Islamic text on a police patch. I don't think that's a change for the good, guys. Gardner here is posting, in June, ICE raided a meatpacking plant in Omaha. This is not the first time they've raided a meat processor in Nebraska. They also raided, I believe it was Tyson's Foods a while back at one of their chicken processing factories. And every time they do, they arrest dozens of illegals. But what happens? 2 days later, locals line up to fill those jobs, to apply for the jobs, to interview for those jobs. Local people, Americans. It's odd because we're always told that these illegals are being brought because they're doing jobs that normal people don't want to do. If that was true, then why is it that every seat in the waiting room area of Glen Valley Foods was occupied with people filling out job applications? I feel like the mainstream media is lying to us, ladies and gentlemen, like frequently. So yeah. They raided a food processor in Nebraska, and turns out the locals did want those jobs. They probably just want to be paid a little bit more. And the Democrats and the progressives really seem addicted to slavery and indentured servitude. So if they can enslave people for a much lower wage and treat them as not human, they tend to do so. It's quite odd, but predictable that they support slavery. It's unfortunate. We really need to finally stamp out slavery, which might mean getting rid of the Democrat Party. Oilfield Rando here, in response to ICE releasing their video of its raid on the Hyundai LG Georgia battery plant, shows here that South Korea's foreign ministry has confirmed that over 300 of the 457 taken into custody are Korean nationals. So Oilfield Rando points out, and is correct, that this should be a nuclear bomb in politics. The federal government gave billions in subsidies to a foreign company to build a battery plant because they were supposed to build them here and employ American workers. Republican local governments gave them billions in tax incentives. And the justification was that it creates American jobs. Turns out it kind of seems like at this point that was all just bullshit because they're still bringing in hundreds of foreign nationals under questionable visas, probably not even the correct visas, because otherwise, why would ICE be detaining them and deporting them? If the companies are like, oh, this is how we always do it, guys. We file for this other visa. It's not the right visa, but we file for a visa to get them in the country so that they can go there and help out. It's just the way it's always been done, right? That's how we always do it. Wrong. Not under Trump. No more. So they are detaining and deporting a whole bunch of South Korean nationals, which is a real embarrassment to South Korea, guys. But it's odd. The progressives here in the United States turn it around and they're like, oh man, we promised to build jobs here and now we're punishing foreign companies. It's like, yes, if you do the thing the wrong way and you do not follow the laws that are on the books, guess what, guys? We're going to enforce the laws. I know you're not used to that, but MAGA is a little different. We want to make America great again, and you do that by enforcing the laws on the books. We don't need more. We have way too many rules on the books already. We cover that here in a little bit. Gardner has a post about that. What's up, buddy? What? She bumped you? What were you doing? Were you guys running on the stairs? What were you doing? Why'd she bonk you? What were you doing? I don't know me. You were up to something. What were you doing? You were in Beavis. Oh, you were in her bedroom. Are you supposed to be in her bedroom? Good job. Keep him out of your bedroom. See? It was that easy. He thought I was going to support him. Ha! Nope. Anyways, if we let's see. Propaganda machines breaking down from Crispy with X. We are finally getting the real news. Yeah, guys, we've got a whole bunch of it coming up. This is the best channel to get the real news. Hey, I do my best, Shell. Thank you. And to support that, make sure you're posting out the live stream so that more and more people can see it. We need to break 150. I think 150 is what we hit on Saturday, which is just a shameful number. No, that's fine, guys. We're growing. We're slowly growing. We're doing it the right way. Let's just keep going, chipping away at it. I appreciate everyone's contribution and help. You guys make it worth doing. The chat, you guys are so good. Yeah, guys, American jobs, right? Foreign companies come here and build factories so that we can have American jobs. That's how it's supposed to work. Trump Army here, shocking revelation, a stunning admission. Los Angeles County Sheriff revealed that his department has ignored all 435 ICE detainer requests this year, releasing convicted illegal immigrants back onto the community instead of detaining them for federal authorities.
We do document when ICE sends us detainer request. So we know, based right now on the numbers I gave you earlier, at least for this year, I think there's 435.
So they're literally documenting that ICE is asking them, and then they're just kind of going,
nope.
And they're releasing them onto our streets, guys. That is the elected LA County Sheriff for you. This is what happens when criminal aliens are allowed to vote. They vote themselves to go free as criminal aliens. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, guys. This is why we can't have aliens voting. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Brianna here. Dearborn. Like we said, Michigan. Sorry, Shell. Dearborn police say they have arrested suspects involved in a $40 million car theft ring. The group allegedly stole 400 vehicles and had cars shipped to Iraq, Dubai, and other Middle Eastern countries. The charges arose from an investigation by the Dearborn Police Department in collaboration with ICE HSI, supported by the CBP and the FBI. The suspects are Mohammed, Haidar, Karar, Abbas, Mohammed, Mustafa, Taril, and David. I don't know why David's just sort of like thrown in there, but let's watch this video real quick.
A couple hours ago here in Dearborn off Prospect Street, this was the location, one of 14 search warrants that were served in Southeast.
This reminds me of, if you've ever seen the Nicolas Cage remake of Gone in 60 Seconds, this kind of what this reminds me of. I wonder if they held a black light up to the wall to see if they had the shopping list written in black light ink. What do you think? Do you think we're just too old now? Do you think the people that are the young cops have even seen that movie? I feel like I'm dating myself.
East Michigan earlier today. Now, the MO here, these guys would steal cars from manufacturers' lots or private lots, even people's homes. They would load them up on shipping containers. They would forge the paperwork according to the federal indictment, and then they would ship them overseas. At this point so far, and really this is just the tip of the iceberg, 8 people from Detroit and Dearborn, 8 men, have been charged federally in the crimes. Take a listen to Dearborn police.
We don't need to listen to the Dearborn police, but like, does anyone else feel like they just watched Gone in 60 Seconds and they're like, we could do that? Oh, craziness, guys. Gotta love Michigan. Shell says, darn Michigan. Yeah. Michigan's kind of cooked too. Leading report. Most jobs created under the Biden administration went to illegal aliens, according to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. All those job numbers that they really liked to trot out and rub in our faces, according to our own government now, most of those jobs went to criminal aliens. So Good job, Biden. Good job, Biden administration. You guys did it. You employed a lot of criminal aliens. Nobody's surprised. This is Rob Schneider, who, if you're not following him, man, Rob Schneider's account on X is always a good time as well. Great comedian. Also, more based than you might think since he came out of Hollywood. But this is a reference to the district judges overriding the president and the rest of the federal government. This is Crossing of the Delaware by George Washington, where one of his people on the boat is saying, but sir, a district court judge just ruled that we can't do this. Like, what do we do, guys? We just turn it around, just turn the boat around? I guess as the president, and the commander-in-chief of the army, I guess I can't march us across the Delaware. I guess we're just going to have to give up. The British are going to win because the district judge said so. Like, guys, we are clowns if we are listening to these judges anymore. We absolutely need to be ignoring these judges. It takes a majority of SCOTUS. It takes 5 of 9 Supreme Court justices to override one of the other branches of government. And somehow one of 700 and something federal district judges think that they can do it. Like, get bent, guys. That's crazy talk. Last immigration story, because it kind of ties into the next section on law enforcement and some of the other things that have been happening this week. Karen points out we have another Maryland man. Yes, Shell, we do have to love Rob. Rob is great. We have another Maryland man, guys. An illegal alien released back onto the streets instead of being handed over to ICE was just caught murdering a girl and throwing her off the bridge in Maryland.
5-year-old Hugo Hernandez Mendez threw her body off a highway bridge into the South River. This guy really, we need to give him extra chances. He had skull and facial fractures.
This person was not gentle.
Her family identified her through tattoos.
At this time, there are no additional suspects. However, this investigation is ongoing.
Thompson, who lived with her dad, disappeared after going out to get gas.
It's weird, guys. Where's the stories from the mainstream media? If Black lives truly matter to them, where are the stories? Where are they? Anyone? Yeah, I don't see them either. This illegal alien killed an African-American girl, 19-year-old, Takara Thompson, dumped her ass off a bridge. No uproar, outcry, whatever, outroar. No outroar. Because the perpetrator wasn't white. That's all they care about in the media, guys, because it fits their narrative. So, what are we doing? Why is there only an outroar? My new favorite word, guys. Why is there only an outroar when it's a white person affecting a black person? Like, you look at, I believe it was Sam has posted that meme constantly, where it's the news camera is zoomed in on the chart for white on black crime, which is actually the smallest percentage. It's quite interesting, don't you think? You can see there my comment. Where do y'all think they can deport this one to? The afterlife? Maybe, because we're just deporting people to random places now, which I am all for. They're sending Kilmar Abrego Garcia to some random ass small African country by South Africa. Like, good luck in South Africa, bro. They can deport this guy to fucking Siberia for all I care. I can't believe that our own governments in our states are just letting these people back out onto the street. I can't believe the last federal government administration was doing it. Here's another example, guys. Back in May, Logan Federico, 22-year-old college student visiting a friend in North Carolina, when a career criminal, Alexander Dickey, went on a violent rampage, broke into her friend's house and shot and killed her. The man had been arrested over 40 or almost nearly 40 times. 40. Why? Why? Can anyone else explain to me why this clown was back on the street after being arrested nearly 40 times? He had a long history of burglary, was given probation, what should have been his third conviction. Third conviction might have been a 3 strikes offense, which meant longer prison time. So to avoid that, because disparities and, past suffering by other people, not this person, served 411 days instead of a 5-year sentence. So back on the streets to kill another young woman. Not much in the news about it, though. Why? Oh, that's right. Doesn't fit the narrative when the color is the other way. We just had this story. We just had this story in the last 48 hours, guys. Libs of TikTok. The progressive justice system failed her. Irina, I am sorry that our system has failed you. I'm sorry that you fled Ukraine because it was too dangerous, and then you came to North Carolina, which proved to be more dangerous because our progressive system of justice is releasing monsters with severe issues back out onto the street. This person, as you can see, has how many booking photos? Let's see. 3, 6, 7. There's 14 booking photos right here, ladies and gentlemen. At least 14 chances this person should not have been on the street. When are we going to start arresting judges? When are we going to start suing in civil court at a minimum these judges? When? It needs to be yesterday. They should absolutely be held criminally liable for negligent homicide, at least, for releasing these monsters back out onto the street. And the families, relatives, friends, whoever wants to, should absolutely be filing cases in civil court for wrongful death against the judge, against the city, because these people will not learn, they will not change their behavior until they are punished. So until they're punished, they're going to keep causing the death of beautiful young ladies just like this. I don't even care if she's an ugly young lady. Her beauty is not relevant to this case. The fact is, we have another girl who is dead, another citizen, or even not citizen, another legal person dead because our justice system is too woke. Crispy says the real news doesn't follow their agenda. True. Shell says get rid of them all. Yeah. Definitely deport the illegal ones. 100%. Lock up the ones that are here legally. Or, you know what? Like, I usually am not a huge fan of capital punishment, but capital punishment, I think, has a place. Why am I going to pay to incarcerate this monster and pay for his mental health care and pay for everything, 3 square meals a day and housing for the rest of their natural lives? Why? Why should I deplete our resources to do so when you've obviously proven you cannot be reintegrated into society without just like going crazy and stabbing someone in the neck with a knife for no reason? And the progressives, just in a sick and disgusting, totally predictable manner, posted comments like, oh, I bet she was looking at something racist on her phone. They were literally victim blaming this young lady. I don't care what she was doing on her phone. It does not justify the actions that this monster took. Arrest the judges for endangering the public. Absolutely, Crispy. Carrot says karma is real. Michael Brown from Ferguson fame, partner in crime that started fake hands up narrative, was shot and killed over the weekend. Yes, I just saw that story actually right before we went live. I'll probably include that for Wednesday. But yeah, it's also still cheaper than prosecuting a death. See, Karen, it is under the current system. The way that death row works is broken. It should not be that expensive. You should get one appeal, and if that appeal fails, we should clear out death row every month on like the third Thursday of the month. Just clean it out. If you've had your appeal, you're less than a month. Public. Here's another example, guys. Pint-sized Auburn veterinary professor hacked to death by friend while walking her dog. Call it what it is. It's a hate crime. Didn't happen in a vacuum. Obama lit the match and divided the nation. Well, I don't know if it was necessarily all Obama's fault. Race relations definitely didn't improve, though. But guys, again, very little in the news. Once a quarter should work. I mean, that's fine. More frequently than once a decade like it is now, Karen. That's what matters. We save money, right? Save money. Oh, look, spam calls. Yeah, we need to put that phone on Do Not Disturb. Hang on a second. Excuse me. That was rude for me to not have my phone on DND. Crazy. Once a quarter. Yep. Hey, anything's an improvement over the current system, Karen. I agree. Another example, guys. Oh, God. Okay, this person even... I don't know if you can really say worse. Like, I don't think it's like... There's like a relative scale for sure, but like... What happened to Arena? Is it real shitty? What happened to the other gal off the bridge? Real shitty? Like, but can we agree that if you SA a 4-year-old and give them an STD and then got released from jail, like, can we agree this person is a true monster? Like, please stop messing with the kids. They had a violent history. Why? He's been arrested 6 times. Like, why, guys? Why? Planet of Memes, castration should be mandatory in cases like this. I don't necessarily disagree. Judicial reform is being called for by Gardner. That I definitely agree with. Sam, restorative justice in a nutshell. If you're black, you get to walk free no matter what. Meanwhile, white people get locked up for the same crime. And if you're in the UK, you get locked up for memes. So it's a good thing we're not there because we love our memes. It's basically DEI, but for criminal justice system. Oh, my favorite comment, Outlaw Patriot. I'm not going to say it out loud, but that's my favorite comment right there. I support that. Jasmine Crockett then comes out. Dr. Gold, this stuff pisses me off. Dr. Gold, welcome to the chat. Thank you. I appreciate you. Glad to see you back. And I completely agree. It makes me so angry to see this stuff happening, especially as the parent of 2 young kids. Like, oh, God. Yeah. Yep, we definitely need some judicial reform, as Gardner points out. Jasmine Crockett, do not believe the ghetto persona that she puts on. She's not. She's a rich girl. She grew up in a very rich area. She doesn't have the ghetto accent. That's fake. She's just signaling. Karen's whites are targeted because departments are trying to get their statistics proportionate. They also miscategorize black crime as white crime. I just saw a post, and I'll include it on Wednesday, of a mugshot of a gentleman, and the statistics on the local news literally said dark white skin. I promise you, he is not white. He's not. Like, I don't care what you say. But we're going to watch this real quick. It's 18 seconds long. Why? There we go. 18 seconds, folks. Let's watch it. And now we're going to get the business. Can we refresh? Get the business. Come on. Make it bigger. Come on. This video is now not wanting to work. XXX. Periscope, guys. This is Periscope for you. Can we refresh it and have it work? Apparently not. But law enforcement, according to her, is not to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crimes, okay? That's what they're supposed to do. What does that even mean? Like, how does that even make sense? Law enforcement isn't there to prevent crime. No. You enforce the laws. It has a prevention mechanism in there that people know that there is accountability that will be had on the back end. It is a deterrence. If you enforce the law, there is a deterrence for people breaking the law. If you do progressive restorative justice and you never enforce the laws, there is no prevention there. So she's right. Their goal is a law enforcement system that doesn't prevent crime, but it also doesn't solve it. More than 50% of homicides go unsolved. Most violent crimes go unsolved. Like, guys, the police are there to take a police report and investigate a little bit, and then you cross your fingers and you hope that they solve it. It's not going to happen. You should be carrying everywhere you go. And if it's not legal to do so where you live, you should move immediately. You need to protect yourself. You need to protect those important to you. You need to protect your community. That's it. That's all there is to it. Crispy says, few public executions will serve as a good deterrent. It absolutely will, guys. In a mob scenario, you just take a couple of shots at a couple of people in the mob. I guarantee you that mob will stop. It's also in response to crime. It does not cause it. Yeah. But FBI then comes out and says, no. The FBI plays a crucial role in combating violent crime nationwide. Here's this week's roundup of violent criminal stories, including an arrest by LA agents on an alleged member of the nihilistic extremist group 764 charged with preying on minor girls. So check out that article. Actually, let's see. How long is it? Let's get it pulled up. See what it looks like. Or not, because there we go. This is FBI.gov. Violent case roundup. So Downey, California man suspected of membership in 764 nihilist violent extremist group arrested for possession of child porn. That is gross. Lawton, Oklahoma. A couple sentenced to serve 45 years collectively in federal prison for their roles in a child sex trafficking conspiracy. Again, stop with the kids. Margate, Florida. Man targeted Jewish and black Americans sentenced to 25 for firearms offenses. MS-13 gang associate sentenced to 45 for the murder of a 17-year-old victim in Canessa Park in Queens. Former St. Augustine 8th grade teacher pleads guilty to attempting to entice and use a 14-year-old child to produce a SA video. Please stop messing with the kids. For God's sake. We leave law enforcement and head over to government and MAHA. Trump came out and gave a final warning to Hamas. He says, everyone wants hostages home. Everyone wants this war to end. The Israelis have accepted my terms. It's time for Hamas to accept as well. I have warned Hamas the consequences of not accepting. This is my last warning. You will not. There will not be another. Thank you for your attention in this matter. I really appreciate the thank you for your attention in this matter. But yeah, guys, he's straight up threatening Hamas. He's like, you need to end this now. You've been warned. Duck around and find out. Welcome to F around. Find out, exit 1 mile ahead. Enjoy your stay. Yeah, guys, I agree with this comment, by the way. It's not our problem. Focus back on America. I agree. I completely agree. But you know what? I'm just tired of that stuff going on over there. I really wish Europe would solve the Ukraine-Russia problem. I wish that Israel would sort out the Israel-Hamas-Palestinian problem. But you know what? They're not doing it. And we have people in the Uniparty and the military-industrial complex that are just printing money because of this nonsense. It needs to stop. We need to just stop feeding the war machine. So get it over quickly. Stop these long, drawn-out engagements. Shell says, leave our children alone. Yep, DC is the greatest example of the ability to stop it if desired. Yes, Karen. Our story that we covered on the drop in crime rate and especially homicides in Washington, D.C. ever since the deployment of federal troops shows that if there was a will, there is a way to lower crime. progressive leaders of these large cities don't want to do that because they need crime to be high to justify more and more money, to justify more and more restrictive policies. It's been proven, guys. Trump proved it. They're not going to like it. Come the midterms, these people that live in these cities are not going to be thrilled if the crime is still high. Stay armed, everyone. Completely agree, Dr. Gold. Leave our children alone. Yes, what the F? Yeah, Dr. Gold, they keep doing kid stuff. It's just effed up. Karen says, save the innocent. Yes, that is our job. We need to keep them safe. Department of Labor, unleash American energy dominance, empower the golden age. And notice they link to apprenticeship.gov. Well, guess what, guys? Apprenticeship.gov. You can look for jobs. I encourage people, if you're looking for work, I encourage you to do that. Go see what work they have to offer. Maybe you'll get a good apprenticeship because college is a scam, guys. If you really want a good paying trade job, go be an apprentice. Learn how to do the job and work your way up. That's the best way to do it. Always has been. I've been making six figures for over 20 years. And I did it without a college degree for the majority of them. The college degree I got, I did because I had my GI Bill and I got paid to get it. I don't use it. I use the skills that I learned during my apprenticeships and during my training in the military. That's it. So go do that. Whoa, high-ranking staffers at the CDC. This is getting into MAHA stuff, guys. Blocked RFK Jr. from getting data on vaccine injuries for 7 months. I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, that individual actually came to my attention because early on during the measles outbreak, I promised Governor Abbott to send some money down, badly needed money, and help down to Texas. And this individual blocked that money for a month. I couldn't figure out what's happening. I gave the order. I'm running this agency.
Are you? Like, it kind of feels like the bureaucrats and the unelected people are still running it behind your back.
How come nothing's happening? And then we tried to get the vaccine safety data link, which is the data that supposedly the CDC tries to use to make good decisions on whether vaccines are hurting people and not whether they're side effects. For 7 months, he stonewalled us so that we could not get that data. He's also the individual that runs the VAERS system, which is the surveillance system for injuries.
The person in charge of running VAERS, which is where they report vaccine injuries, intentionally hid data from the head of HHS. Like I said in the comment, guys, fire them all. There's no reason you should have waited 7 months there, Bobby. You should have fired them right away. And then conservative alternative. I had to include this video, guys. You got to remember vaccine injuries,
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
Oh. Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah. Trust the science, because the science is Dr. Fauci and everyone just has to listen to him, right? These things were safe.
Early start. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Oh, by the way, that last one was great because she just blasphemed Jesus and then immediately collapsed.
Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This Week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer. Today's countdown to the royal wedding is brought to you by
Oh, that hurt.
Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet the Press Data Download. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
On how to find the hidden sugars in the American family diet. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Yeah, guys. No issues at all. Karen says no bias at all. Yeah, none. It's not like they're paid for by Big Pharma. Remember, brought to you by Pfizer. We're going to move on to some DOGE real quick, guys. Gardner here posts another paid to protest company. Conflicting reports highlight protests for LGBTQ plus Hamas and Palestine, while the company says it turned down dozens of requests for such events. The company president has gone on several media outlets denouncing campus takeovers, Crowds on Demand also offered to help define the thin line between free speech and a host of examples of bad protest policies. A report saying it sends specialized experts to mediate negotiations between campus protesters and the university administrators. The company also offers flash mobs for parties, malls, etc. Should all paid protests and paid crowds be banned? Do some serve a quality purpose? Leave your thoughts below. I don't think that it should be a job to protest. I don't mind you exercising your First Amendment right to protest. When you are paid to have that opinion and there is a central entity that is paying people to do something, I don't think that's right. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Leave a comment. And while you're thinking about it and leaving me a comment, make sure to post out the live stream so we can get those numbers up, guys. Share it with your friends and family. Get more people involved. Pull up my profile. Go to my website. You can find my links in various ways to support me and what I do so that I can bring you guys more content. I do want to transition to Monday through Friday. That would be 5 days a week plus Saturday for the weekly update. 6 days a week, guys. That's a lot of time investment. That's a lot of other things that I need to be doing. But I would rather be here with you. So please help support that so that I can bring that to you guys. I look forward to it. 75 viewers, outstanding. Thank you for that update, Shell. Let's keep it going. Let's see if we can double that to 150. We got a little bit of time left. Let's go. Yeah, guys, this totally spontaneous crowd in DC over the weekend. How many of you think that it was spontaneous? Whenever the mainstream media is communicating with me and the article tells me that it's spontaneous, I don't believe it. Because it's weirdly left off of things that appear to actually be spontaneous. When I have to get told that something is spontaneous, it's probably not. There was way too many white people in the crowd for it to be spontaneous residents of DC doing this. It does not match the demographics, guys. It just doesn't. Sorry to say. It's not organic. Crispy says paid protest is the only way they can get their message out. That's true. But I think it still needs to go, don't you? That's my opinion. I don't know what yours are. Leave it in the chat. Let me know. We can talk about it for a minute. Gardner also posed, why are taxes so high? Let's figure it out. How can there be so many loopholes, guys? Well, it's probably the 14.5 million words spread across 16,000 sections of federal regulations. If you ever wondered why the CFR or the Code of Federal Regulation and the cost to the economy is so high, if you ever wonder why is it that regulations are always something that we talk about so often, how in the hell is any human being expected to know the contents of 98 million words of federal regulations? Any one of which they can fine you for violating, any one of which they can seize your property, any one of which there's so many different options that they have if you violate just one of those. Because they don't like you, they can come after you. It is just a literal minefield. Yes, it needs to go. Yeah, F chat ban. Welcome, chat ban. I blame Obama. That fair. You're allowed to. But remember, guys, he was the president, the first president in a very long time that had no scandals. None. Because you're not allowed to talk about Fast and Furious. You're not allowed to talk about Benghazi. You're not allowed to talk about racial division that just skyrocketed under him. You're not allowed to talk about any of that. So if you just omit all of the scandals that occurred during Obama's years, there were no scandals during Obama's years. Prove me wrong if you can't talk about them. I await your arguments. We did it, Chabban. Yes, we did. But yeah, guys, the Code of Federal Regulations is way too big. We definitely need to continue the policy of, removing more regulations than we add. If you're going to add one, remove 3. Yeah, none. He was also gay and smoked crack. Well, allegedly. You leave Michael out. Michelle out of this. you know, because. Oh, yes, the debt clock. Give me a second. I pulled that up for us because we really need to see the effects of Doge. Doge clock is up to 626 billion. This is total value, not actual savings, right? Total value, 626 billion. We are still $37 trillion in debt. We are still going more into debt, guys. We still need to carve out huge parts of the government because we are spending entirely too much. But if you look at entitlement spending, guys, entitlement spending is where almost all of that. So if you look at the largest budget items, which is the far side of this row, Medicare, Medicaid, 1.7 trillion. Social Security, 1.5 trillion. Defense, 925 billion. Interest, $1 trillion. You add that up, we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 trillion, somewhere around there. Like, what in the actual fuck are we doing, guys? It's absolute madness. That is not sustainable. But we are going to get into our family and women section, guys. Family and women. That's right. So for my women in the audience, you chime in. You let me know what your opinion is on some of these topics. The FBA troll and his trailer. Yes. You let me know what you think about these topics. You let me know if you think it's fair. You let me know if you think it's important. Because as a man, I'm not allowed to have an opinion, is what I've learned over the last couple of days here on X. Because if I voice my opinion at all, I'm told to stay out of your bodies, even though I definitely enjoy being in them. I'm not allowed to be in your body, apparently. So that's unfortunate. Phrasing. Randall Children's Hospital quietly scrubbed the entire gender clinic from their website and their YouTube channel after they were exposed for promoting puberty blockers, tucking, and chest binding for kids. Leave the kids alone. Please. Leave the kids alone. They can delete all they want, but I have the receipts. They're running scared. Good. Investigate them and pull their funding immediately. Justice Department, Pam Bondi. No comment on that one. Yeah, you keep your comments to yourself. The benefits of puberty boxers. So this was a screenshot from their website. The benefits of puberty blockers. Guys, there's no benefit to chemically sterilizing our children. Stop having mental illnesses and taking it out on your kids. You're fucking monsters. Knock it off. Okay, sorry. I'll calm down. It's like, woosah, right? Fuck. Okay, Matt Walsh, having children was the most important thing to men. It was the least important to women. Tells everything you need to know. So the interesting thing about this is this was men that were more conservative, men who voted for Trump, and women who voted for Harris. Quite the interesting combination, because I don't think you're going to see them having kids together. What just happened? No, I don't want that. No thanks. Okay, no dev tools needed. Okay, men who voted for Trump, having children, 34%, top of the list. Let's see where having children falls on women who voted for Harris. Fulfilling job, 51%. Having money to do things you want, selfish, 46%. Having emotional stability, 39%. They want it, but they don't want to do the things it takes to get it. That's interesting. Using talents and resources to help others, 37%. I don't know where they're going to get those resources. Financial independence, the independent woman, guys. You do you, girls, but 32%. Having no debt, 21%. Weird, because most consumer spending is done by women. Owning a home, 20%, guys. 20% of women want to own a house. You're like, wow, that's really low. Yeah, guess what's even lower, guys? Making family and community proud. They care less about making their own family and community proud than they do owning a home. Being grounded spiritually, 11%. That is just, you know what I just realized? You guys can't even see the edge of that. Hang on. You can kind of see the edge of it. Why is it doing this? Oh, you know what? I know why. Oh, this is what we're going to do it live, folks. We're going to adjust the window just a hair. There we go. Doing it live. Adjust it a little bit. Okay. Able to retire early, 6%, because they love working, guys. Those modern women love working. Being married, 6%. Having kids, bottom of the list, guys, 6%. The interesting thing, and I'll see if I think it's included further down. The interesting thing is men who voted for Harris and women who voted for Trump. Let's see how this flips. So this is the opposite demographic set. Women who voted for Trump. So you would think, okay, they're going to want kids, right? Well, financial independence, fulfilling job, owning a home, being grounded spiritually, having money is still above having kids, but at least having kids is 26%, a full 20 points higher, but still pretty damn low, guys. Men who voted for Harris. Let's see how this goes. Fulfilling job, having money, using talents, financial independence, having emotional stability, making family proud, owning a home, having no debt, being married, all above having kids. Having kids, 9%. So if you combine a 9% man for Harris and a 6% woman for Harris, guys, we did it. We can just wait 2 generations and there will be none of them left. Like, they are just not having kids. So just remember, guys, there's a little bit of hope out there. Don't take it all as doom and gloom. They are basically exterminating themselves. We just have to protect the kids we have from their corruption and nonsense in school. That's our biggest job right now. Protect our kids from progressives because they aren't having their own. Women getting L's posting, name something men do that women hate. Oh, man, that top comment, guys. I am never deleting this app. What do you guys think, women? Women in the chat, what are your thoughts when a man wants to relax on a couch after a 12-hour workday? It really burns them. What do you guys think? I know in my audience, you're not going to be the typical Harris female, but like, why is it so upsetting that a man wants to come home and just sit for a little bit, like relax, decompress? I never understood that. Like, you've been at home, or you're even working. Even if you both work, if you're working because your man failed you, if you're working and you both work and get home, why would you be upset about him taking it easy? You probably want to take it easy too. But if you didn't go to work, if your job is homemaker and you're upset that he wants to relax a little after getting home, why? Why? Voting Democrat means population collapse. Yeah, it really does. It really does. Yeah. Why is this so upsetting to women? I don't know. This is one of my favorite. Gina, a woman posted this, guys. A woman. So it wasn't us. I just found it and thought it was hilarious. But women are like pools, very high maintenance when you consider the amount of time you actually spend inside them. Excuse me, come again? I swim 5 days a week in my pool. Naughty, naughty. Yeah, guys. It's just good humor. It's just good humor, guys. It's funny. Also, just as a little bit of a palate cleanser, we have this lady being absolutely ridiculous, trying to attract an ostrich. I don't know what to do with this one other than to play it for you guys and enjoy it. Oh, it's in Japan. That's fun. What is even happening, guys? Anyways, we move on to memes. Couldn't stop laughing when Steve posted it. Yeah, it is pretty damn funny, guys. Trump could cure cancer. The Democrats would protest against it. Elon and Trump says, we cured cancer. To which the lefties, cancer is a human right. It's just natural. It's science. Yeah, they would find a way to bitch and moan about curing cancer. You know they would. Rothfuss posted, oh, guys, this is in reference to Venezuela because Venezuela, we murked a drug cartel boat. And now we're threatening to murk huge parts of the cartels in Venezuela. We have an entire carrier group off the coast. Drug cartels have elected to receive. This is a sports joke. I included this for West Virginia, and I don't think he's here. So try and share out the live. Make sure West Virginia gets to see this one, because I included a sports reference. Y'all should be proud, because I don't ever do sports references. But it's also a Navy reference because it looks like a sea sparrow. Yeah, warheads on foreheads, guys. That's what it's about. If we're going to do it quick, decisive, get it over with, level the cartels, walk away. Remember, cool guys don't look at explosions. So just do what we got to do. Somebody made a meme out of this, and it's fucking awful. But Nat posted it, so I had to include it. OMG, who made this? So we should imprison violent repeat offender. I'm not going to say that out loud. So I can relax on the bus. Then Rand Paul, guys, have you read To Kill a Mockingbird? One of the most tone-deaf posts I've seen this week. But it's okay. He's about to get stabbed on the bus, so it's fine, I guess. Man, that was brutal. Why did you post it? So I could see it. And then Crispy didn't want to give me a meme this week, guys. Crispy didn't want to give me a meme, but it's okay. Crispy said he wanted to use his meme slot in order to advertise for his own show coming up on Wednesdays and Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. We have Bud Barrett presents the Shuffles and Crispy show. Mandatory mind wipe. So there you go, Crispy. I appreciate you. I appreciate your meme contributions week over week. So I will gladly give you a little bit of free advertising. Anyone else that wants to advertise their show, you just let me know. I'll throw something up there if it's somebody from the village, because I love you guys. Karen, of course, Karen's memes get spicy, guys. She sat so he could stab. All back of the bus and shit. This is satire. This is parody YouTube. So suck it. Local graduate takes a stab at white supremacy, stirring online backlash. After decades of sitting in the back of the trade, DeCarlos Brown Jr. took a stab at ending white supremacy. Now he risks losing his job at NASA. This is a funny reference to an unfortunate circumstances, but the reference is that they always call them like future engineers, scientists, great people. No. You said diversity was our greatest strength. Well, I was way off. Anyone that grew up watching Seinfeld knows that Kramer, very animated. And I could totally see him saying that. And we were. Diversity is definitely not our strength, guys. As Netflix Fry says, there's got to be a way to blame this on white people. There is. They will find a way. They will absolutely do it no matter what. And then we have this weird tranny one. I don't really get it. This has to be an LGBT reference, but there must be a way for this to victimize me. Yes, the LGBT people. Really, the LGBT people, for the most part, I've had zero issues with you guys. Like none. I have friends that are part of the LGBs, but the T's, guys. The T's. What are you doing? Stop attaching The LGBs need to stop letting the T's attach themselves because they are destroying your movement. Anyone is going to not support you if you let the T's continue to mingle. For my next trick, I will make the Democrats support the drug cartels. And support them they did in the last week. Support them they did. It's been a wild ride, guys. It's been a wild ride watching the Democrats just pick the losing side of damn near every single 80-20 issue. But guys, we are going to wrap it here. It is almost 8:30. We have a show coming up at 9 for the DOGE community. Catch us there at 9. Normally, our Monday after show is going to be Two Vets and a Garter. Oh, sorry, no, that's Tuesday. Today is Two Vets and a Garter, 8:45 p.m. Tuesday is going to be 9 p.m. for DOGE, I believe. Is that? I believe that's. Oh God, I can't even keep track anymore, guys. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're here for the evening update. Saturday, we are here for the weekly update. You can catch me co-hosting for Two Vets and a Gardener, as well as the Topic Exchange. And Shell and Christina have their Bible Space Sundays at 4 p.m. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see most of you on Wednesday. Don't forget to submit your memes. Crispy, thank you very much. We love you, Crispy, you little crazy Muppet. Yes, your photobombs are second to none. Peace out. Great show as always. Thank you very much. Crispy says, thank you, PD. Love you. We love you too, buddy. Look forward to it, Crispy. Yes, that should be a fun show. And as Shell points out, guys, I will see you on the next episode. And until then, love you. Bye.